How is it going, boys and girls? Welcome back to Key West Waterman. My name is Aaron Young. This is not really my typical episode, but if you saw last week's episode, the footage was, honestly, I had way too much of it, and I wanted to break this up, and I've always wanted to cover two things here. One, I've always wanted to do a blind taste test with some of the most popular tunas, and I don't know that I'll have a lot of opportunities in my life to have fresh bluefin, fresh yellowfin, and fresh bigeye all in the same place, all at the same time. So if by chance you did not see last week's episode, go check it out. You'll see we had a stellar day fishing. And the second thing that I wanted to cover that I've had a ton of questions about is how do you preserve your fish? How do you take care of it? What do you do with it? So I'm going to start kind of from the top and work all the way down to freezing it. I personally don't freeze fish a lot because living where I live, we have lots of access to fresh fish. In this scenario, bluefin tuna, yellowfin tuna, and bigeye, I don't get a whole lot of that, and I never see it, so I did want to freeze some, so I'll cover all the way to that. But I will start with preserving it off of the fish. If you're going to be eating it for a week or two, in my findings, the best thing you can do is keep a paper towel in the bag or wrap the fillets in paper towel. So the day that we filleted these fish, today is Friday, we caught these fish last Saturday, so this is almost a week old, and we're still eating it raw, sashimi style. But what happens is when you put fish in a bag, first off, I never rinse it in fresh water. I normally rinse it in salt water. What I want to do right after I rinse it and get all the scales and everything off is I want to wrap it in paper towels because the fish is naturally going to release a lot of moisture and juice. And in my findings, what makes a fish turn bad and fishy is when it sits in that juice. So now you'll notice, if you've ever been fishing, you throw a bunch of fish in the bag, you get home, the whole bottom of the bag is going to have a whole bunch of juice in it. So right off rip, I try to throw a bunch of paper towels in the bag. In the case of these tunas, we were wrapping each individual fillet. I didn't have time to film the process, but literally, we're kind of getting slim because I've been eating this all week. But take your steaks, they were this big, wrap them in paper towels, put them in the bag, we let them sit for 12 hours, pull them out, change the paper towels, and we did that the entire process of traveling home. We caught these fish in Rhode Island. I brought them all the way back to Florida. And again, we're still eating these sashimi. This is a week old. If you treat these properly and keep them dry, keep the juices off them with those paper towels, I've eaten sushi grade fish up to 14 days raw, and it has not been fishy. That's if you take proper care of it. You can see these are nice and dry. You don't want to overly pack them because they can dry out like completely to where you'll notice the texture will change a little bit, but honestly, I don't think it's better for it to be drier than it is to be moist. And you'll see I just changed these paper towels and it's already starting to soak up a little bit of juice there. So that is how I take care of my fillets, especially if I'm traveling. I want to keep them dry. The fish's juice is what makes it go bad. Now, like I said, I don't freeze a lot of fish just because doing what I do for a living, I run into so much fresh fish. Again, I don't get this yellowfin or bluefin or bigeye. And in my opinion, hands down, without a doubt, the best way to store fish is going to be vacuum sealing. So I've got now a freezer full of sushi grade fish. And something you also need to keep in mind, if you freeze week old fish, you thaw week old fish. So if you're going to freeze it as soon as you can. You come off your trip, fillet the fish, the next day vacuum seal it. Don't let it sit a week and a half before you freeze it, because when you thaw it, it's going to be a week and a half old already. So that's how I handle those. And the last thing I didn't want to do, because bluefin is kind of just the cream of the crop based on the stuff you see on TV and whatnot, I wanted to do a blind taste test. So I have bluefin tuna, I don't know which is which, they're labeled. Oh, this is yellowfin and bigeye. So I actually have some friends coming over. I'm gonna slice this up sashimi style because I kind of wanted to put the myth to the test and see if bluefin actually is the best. So I'm gonna slice them up sashimi. They're gonna be unmarked. I'm gonna let some of my friends in Madeline is gonna come out and we're gonna do a taste test and see what they think is the best. So this is our bluefin, a little darker in color than some of the other tunas that I've been dealing with. Just something I've noticed. It's got a little more red color to it. So next we have yellowfin. You can see it's a little lighter in color. Bigeye, pretty similar color to the yellowfin. Hard to tell the difference, honestly. So we've got bluefin, yellowfin, bigeye, left to right. You can see the bluefin's a bit darker. These two are pretty darn close to the same. Alrighty, we have our contestants for the tuna taste test. So again, only I know which is which. We have 3 here. So first we're gonna do no sauce so they can get a real taste for the flavor and the texture. So this is number 1, 2, 3. And at the end, you have to pick your favorite and your least favorite. Let it rip. Grab a fork.
Or not.
Oh, I was gonna go.
Or not. Malin's like, I live here.
I watch the pets, so.
I'm excited about this because again, I don't know, maybe it's common up there, but I don't know how often I'll ever have fresh bluefin, fresh yellowfin, and fresh bigeye at the same time in one place. So eat them all and then share your thoughts.
I need like a palate cleanser. Yeah.
Ginger? I've got some. You need some?
Yeah, let's
do it.
Let's do it. Let's be official. It's in a jar.
Yeah, I need a palate cleanser.
I'm good.
You're being extra.
Oh no, this is just so much work, man. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna go in. I'll do palate cleanser next.
Head bob?
They're all really good.
The head bob.
I don't know.
Keep in mind, you have to.
Have you already eaten all 3?
Keep in mind, you have, and you can do 2 rounds. If you want to do another round with sauce, you can.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, you got to eat it all eventually. I'm just not going to film the whole thing. This will be an hour-long episode.
Okay. All right.
All right, so what sauces we got? We got soy sauce and just.
So that's just straight ponzu, straight soy.
Okay. Try first.
So can I give my thoughts? Or am I waiting?
Yeah, if you're ready. If you're ready to think out loud, think out loud.
I'm always thinking aloud.
Oh,
So I'm not a fan, or I'm not. This is my least favorite.
This number 1 is least favorite.
Number 1 is least favorite. It's a little fishy.
Okay,
I need to try these again.
that's fine.
I'm gonna take a word out of Aaron's book. It's a little metallic-y.
Yeah. Okay. This one is.
Yeah, the
Number
one.
one. Okay.
Mhm.
Look at Pearl. She's like, I smell fish.
Pearl.
This one is like buttery almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy. Okay.
This one's just good, smooth.
This one's really light.
Light. Okay. This is all good
Pearl.
information.
No, ma'am. Lay down.
Any thoughts on your least favorite, Kate? Or are you still processing?
I'm still enjoying all this.
Kate's like, I'm not sharing anything. I'm just eating.
All right, definitely. From first to last, this one's number 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
I got 1, 2, 3. Ow.
1,
Pearl.
2, 3.
That's our final answers.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So this is yellowfin. This is bigeye. This is
Yeah.
bluefin.
Okay.
Which is actually, to me, pretty surprising. I don't know if you see any of those shows like Wicked Tuna or anything like that. They chalk, or what's the word I'm looking for? They praise bluefin as the end-all, be-all of tunas, and 3 people, blind taste tests, said bluefin was actually the worst. So that's pretty surprising.
I mean, really good options.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, they were
we're
all
talking the
great.
greater of 3 goods here, but it was unanimous. Bluefin was the 3rd out of 3.
I feel like this one's like the Bigeye is.
This is
super
Bigeye.
buttery.
These, when I ate these 2, were so close. It's hard to tell. I think Yellowfin and Bigeye are up there on their own kind
Should
of
add
plateau.
some
Some bonita. I mean, I would obviously I would like to have albacore and blackfin, but I think these are probably the 3 most common sushi grade fish. But that is all I've got. Hopefully we maybe laid a myth to rest. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you did not see these fish caught, go back to last week's episode and you can see it there. But other than that, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks to my participants. And we'll see you later.